For you to be in the winning class, there are processes you need to follow. Don't just be focusing on the outcome or thinking of the profit you're going to get as a trader. There are processes you need to follow. And I'm going to list out some of the trading behaviors that has helped me so far as a trader, helping me grow my account and also pay myself weekly and monthly from the Forex market. Number one is identifying my issues. When I was trading back then in 2020, I was jumping around, moving from one strategy to another, looking for the one that will always give me the wins I need, the profit I need. So I now pointed out that the issue I'm having is actually strategy-wise. So I used different strategies. I wouldn't want to start listing some of the strategies I used, but I've traded with a lot of strategies. And before I got the particular strategy that is actually giving me the results I need, one strategy may be good, but there will be a particular issue that will come up from that particular strategy. It can be in form of my entry. I will find it difficult to point out when to enter the market and when to exit, and different problems at the time. So I was able to point out my issue, the problem I'm having in the market. This will help you as a trader when you're struggling, when you're trying to make money from the market. You just need to sit yourself down first and ask yourself, what is actually the problem? Because trading is you versus you. If you're having any issue in trading, it's just you. You need to figure out what is going on with you. So I asked myself, what am I actually doing wrong? What is the problem? I was able to identify the issue I was having. Like sometimes I will make profit back then in the market and I would not even know the reason why I made profit. And when I make losses, I won't even know the reason. So I pointed out that, okay, the strategy is actually my problem. Considering my trading style, I need to find a strategy with an edge, strategy that works for me. What am I trying to say here? As a trader, be able to point out the issue you are having first before you start looking for solutions. Because when you're unable to find out the issues, to get the remedy or the solution will be very difficult. Are you having issues in the aspect of your technical analysis, or is it your mindset generally as a trader? You need to find out what is going on. Once you point that out, you'll be able to solve it, and you will now develop the discipline to always stick to the solution you've been able to prefer for that. The second trading behavior I applied is planning my trades. If you want to start a business, you don't just rush into it. Personally, for me, whatever I want to do in life, I plan before I execute. So planning out my trades before taking the trade is what I do as a trader. I don't just go into the market and start trading immediately. I'll have to plan out what exactly do I need to do whenever I'm trading. The risk percentage I'm going to use to trade, my lot sizing, my position sizing, the strategy, what I really need to see on the chart before I take my trades. I will plan everything out and then patiently wait for that on the chart before I take my trades. That is also an advice I'm giving to all of you if you are still struggling in the market. Learn to plan out your trades. Don't just rush into the market and start placing trades out of the blues without even knowing what you want. Now, this is one thing you need to understand. If you're trying to plan when you have a running trade, it's not going to work, because when you have a running trade, there are a whole lot of voices speaking to you at that moment, whether you should close, whether you should add positions, whether you should move your SL, whether different voices talking to you. So that's why you need to plan it out. When all those voices are speaking to you, the only voice you're meant to listen to is your trading plan. So it is very, very important that as a trader, you have your trading plan. You develop a trading plan that will guide you when you're trading. The third one is applying effective risk management in my trading. Now, when it comes to risk management, there are three things involved. What you are willing to risk, that is your risk percentage. Then the second one is your lot sizing, and then the third one is your stop loss. These are the three things I consider whenever I am trying to apply proper risk management when I am trading. So this will actually help you when you're applying proper risk management whenever you're trading. It will help you reduce panic when trading, because when it comes to trading, we are all human beings. I know you hear control your emotions, this and that. We are all human beings. It's very difficult to control that, but remember, if you're able to put that in check as a trader, that will put you in the winning class, because the emotions will come in as traders. It's not left for you on how you control and manage yours. Now imagine where you're trading with something you're willing to risk, something you are okay with to risk in trading. Yeah, that will reduce the panic of, shaking with each candlestick movement. So if you are willing to risk 1% of your account and you have a trade running, if the market wants to go against you, the worst thing that can happen is the trade hitting your stop loss. And if it should hit your stop loss, that simply means you are willing to risk that 1%. The market will just take 1% of your capital. And at the end of the day, good setups will also come up, which you will use to get yourself back up. But now, if you are trading and over leveraging, that is another problem. It to bring in the panic, and you see yourself making unnecessary decisions in the market that won't help you, and that will put down your capital, and you may even end up blowing up your capital. So applying proper risk management is very important. Now, remember I stated that when you're applying proper risk management, 3 things are involved: your risk percentage, your lot sizing, and then your stop loss. When it comes to your risk percentage, you need to decide, you need to ask yourself, what is my risk tolerance? What am I willing to risk on this particular account I am trading? If you're okay with 0.5%, fine. If you're okay with 1%, fine. If you're okay with 2%, depending on how high you can go. If you want to become an aggressive trader, conservative trader, or a lower risk trader, it all depends on what you can take in the market. Then you will use that to decide your risk percentage. Then your setup in the market will now determine the lot sizing you will use. When I'm talking about your setup, if you have a setup you are looking out for, you're waiting for market to get there before you take your trades or something of that nature, you need to determine your stop loss. How many pips is your stop loss? Once you point that out, you will use that to know the particular lot size to use on a particular trade, in a way that if you're taking that trade, you are also risking 1% or 0.5% or 2%, depending on what you decided to risk. That is how I do mine. Even till now, that is how I take my trades. The fourth one is execution. Now, this is also another thing you need to understand as a trader. It's not just about doing your analysis, looking at your trading view, mapping out setups. The important thing there is execution. Are you executing your trades? Or are you the type that you will do your analysis and watch your trades go or move without you? And maybe along the line, due to fear of missing out, you will now take entries from, the wrong side of the movement. Now, execution is very important. That's why when planning out your trades, you need to ask yourself, what are the things I need to see on the chart before I take my trades? Following my own strategy, if I am taking trades and I see all my setups, all the confluences I need intact, no hesitation at all, I will take my trades. If you're still having the issue of, hesitating when you want to take your trades or something of that nature, then you just need to start working with pending orders. That was how I was able to solve my, when I map out my setups, and then market will, trigger my setup, and I will still be looking at it, finding it difficult to click the buy button or the sell button. So what I do is to just put my pending order so that once market gets there, it will trigger my order. Everything all depends on your strategy. You should know your trading style and use the strategy that works and suits your trading style. So once you see your setup, once you map out your analysis, you do your setup, once market gets there, do not hesitate. Place your trades. Place your trades. The last one, which is actually the fifth one, is separating my personal problems from trading. Now, if I am going through a lot, or if I have personal issues that I need to deal with, and I know that will distract me if I'm looking at the charts, what I do is, personally, I'll stay off, because I know that if I carry that my depressing moment into the charts, I'm going to make wrong decisions that will drain my capital. So what I do, whenever I notice that is how I am feeling, I'll stay out of the market. No matter how it is pushing me to go and trade, I will stay out personally from the market so that I won't lose my capital. This is also another thing you need to apply. If you know that, trading, once it comes with trading, you just need to trade with peace of mind, no pressure at all. Now, if you notice that there is something taking away that peace of mind you need to use and trade, all you just need to do for that day is to stay out from the chart and fix yourself before you go back to the chart. Because if you take yourself to the charts like that, I promise you will lose money, because everything will be looking like setup. Now, have this in mind that market does not care about your personal problems or your emotions, whether you're going through a lot, whether you're trading with your last card, whether you need money or something of that nature. Market does not care. So that's why when you're approaching the market, you come with peace of mind, calm mind, neutrality. Don't just jump in because, okay, I need money and I need market. Market needs to understand that market does not care. So that's what you need to have in mind. Separate your personal problems from trading to actually help you a lot. So guys, these are the 5 trading behaviors that made me profitable in the market. When it comes to trading, there are processes you need to follow. Note this: being a disciplined trader is very boring, and that is why most people are struggling, most people are failing when it comes to forex trading, and you see few actually making money from the forex market. That is because they are the ones going through the discipline you need as a trader. If you're trying to jump that process, it will not work. You may make money today, tomorrow that money will go. But if you are putting in the discipline, applying the process without just looking at the outcome, you will see the process will bring in the outcome. But if you jump the process and rush to the outcome, it will be useless. You will lose money in the market, and at the end of the day, you may even give up, thinking that forex trading is not for you. But there are processes, there are discipline needed for you to become profitable in the market. So guys,